Hey, good morning everyone. I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be walking you through our October budget closeout. So basically I'll be mentioning what we projected to spend for each category, and then I will give you the actual spend for each category. I already know that we definitely went over in some of these categories, so it will be fun to walk through that with you. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So starting with our income for the month, we had projected W-2 income from both of our jobs to be $7,442, and that actually came out close. It was $7,245 even. So not bad. This fluctuates a little bit due to my husband's health insurance premium, depending on when that comes out. Can go a little higher than what we project, can go a little lower, but clearly we were in the ballpark of $200. Now for savings, the only projected savings we had in the month of October was my 401k through work, and I had projected $1,540. And we were right on the money with that. It was $1,540.90. Obviously, this is something that's not really going to fluctuate. I know how much I contribute per pay period. I also know how much my employer also contributes. So, for right now, this really doesn't change. And it won't change, I think, until next July. That's I do a planned increase of 1% each year in July. So unless I get a really nice raise in the next month or two, I don't foresee this amount changing anytime soon. So that is income and savings, pretty par for the course there. Now we're going to get into spending, and this is where things are going to get fun, I guess you could say. Obviously, for our mortgage, that is also a fixed amount each month, so we were right on the money with that. It came in at $1,810 even. Knew to expect that, so that's no big deal. Now, utilities for the month. Electric and gas, that one is also pretty easy to project. We have projected that at $138.04, excuse me. And that is because we always get this bill about 4 to 5 weeks before it actually comes out. So we knew that that would be $138.04. So that one was right on target. Water, I had projected to be at $100 for the month, and thankfully it came in lower at $78.72. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that electric obviously also includes our gas. My husband found it very important that I remind you all that those are a combined bill, so I did want to mention that. And then water also includes our sewer. So water probably comes in at like $20 a month, and then literally everything else is the sewer cost, which I try to forget about because it's just so expensive. But anyways, trash, this one got me again this month. I thought that it was zero because we paid it last month, but then we actually got charged $87.66. So I need to check with my husband. He's the one that sets this up. I need to see what's going on because I thought it was quarterly, but based on some of the stuff that I've seen in our neighborhood Facebook group, it seems like a lot of people are having problems with our trash company. So yeah, not really sure what's going on there, but I'm going to look into it. Phones, we had projected at zero, and that was zero. Again, that's quarterly for sure. And then internet is, it's fixed. So I had projected at $75 and it came in at $74.99. So we were under by a whole penny, which great, I know. So in the utilities category, we had projected to spend $313.04 for the month, and we actually came in over at $379.41, again, largely due to the trash unexpectedly being pulled from our account. So over in this category, not ideal, but that's why we build in margin, right? Now, food is also gosh, it wrecked us last month. I will not lie about that. For groceries, we had projected to spend $500, and for eating out, we thought $250 would cover us. So obviously, the projected spend there was $750 for the month. And what ended up happening was we spent $629.94 on groceries, gross, and then $464.41 on eating out, also gross. And our total, I'm ashamed to say, came out to $1,094.35 for this category as a whole. Now, that is tough. It is tough to see that because it's just such a large amount for food. And we're basically a family of two, right? Like, we have a almost 6-month-old baby. So she's, not really contributing to that total budget as much as she will be, when she gets bigger and starts eating more solids and things like that. So yeah, I can definitely feel inflation in this category for sure. So anyways, moving on from that, let's move to our transportation category. Now, for car insurance, we had projected $226, for gas $200 because prices had been going down, and then parking for my husband at work at $52. And car insurance is a fixed amount each month for our 2 vehicles, so that did come out to $226, which was nice. Then gas, we did go over a little bit, so that came in at $241.48. And parking is also a fixed expense that does not fluctuate, so that came in at $52. So as you can tell, we had projected to spend $478, and unfortunately, we came in over at $519.48. Again, not ideal to be over in a lot of these categories, but it is good in the sense that we can kind of retool for November, which I did take into account when I ran our projections for November. So subscriptions, thankfully, this is a very easy category to project for us. So this came in at, Spotify, we had projected at $10. Xbox was also $10. And then Sling, Netflix, and Hulu, which I did not write out, were projected at $65 for a grand total of $85 of spend. And our actuals came out very close to that. So these were actually $10.59 for both Spotify and Xbox. And then the combination of Sling, Netflix, and Hulu was $66.60. So we came out at $87.78. So that takes care of that category, over by almost $3. Not terrible. Now, we do have a car loan. Again, that's a fixed expense. So we had projected $438.90, and the actual was $438.90. Then looking at our other spend category, for discretionary spend, my husband and I each have $100 a month, so we had projected $200 total. And in that category, we came out at $163 for the month. For vacation, we had projected $250. I am going to mark this as 0 for now, even though we did technically move money over. And same way with Christmas, I had projected $250. I'm going to mark that as 0, and I'll explain that in a minute. Unexpected expenses we had not planned for, but that came out at $28.91. We did have to take our baby to the doctor, Again, we had not planned on that. That came out to $38.08. That included her copay when we went, as well as some prescription medication. And then miscellaneous, didn't budget for this, and I should have. It came out to $90.38. So we had projected for 50, and our total came out to $320.37. And then I also just realized I completely left out an entire category of spending. So let me go back and I'll add that in on the fly. So the category that I left out was our family and home. And this includes everything from daycare to giving and other things that go along with that. So family and home, we have our monthly giving. Then we have daycare, baby supplies, because there are always things to be purchased for this baby. And then we have gifts. So for giving, we had projected that, I'm gonna smudge because I'm a lefty and I don't have time for this to dry. So we had projected $1,200 for giving, and that did come out at $1,200. Daycare similarly is a fixed expense. We had projected $1,228, and that did come out at $1,228. We pay $307 a week. Baby supplies I kept at $100, similar to last month, and that came out to $74.70. And then gifts I had put in at $150, and we spent $71 for the month. So we had projected $2,678 in this category, and we ended up coming in close at $2,573. So it's nice that there was at least one category where we went under for the month. Now I'll come back over here so that we can finish out our summary for the month. So we had projected that we would spend $7,002.94, which, based on what our projected income was, that 7,442 number would have given us a buffer of $439.06. What actually happened is we spent a little more than expected, $7,223.99, which obviously, based on the actual income of $7,245, that gives us only a buffer of about $21. I'm not going to do the full math on that. So we were basically right on target with what we brought in versus what we spent this month. Now, I will go ahead and recap the vacation and Christmas. I had originally included these in the other category, but our checking account right now has a little more money in it than I'm comfortable with, in all honesty, so I just moved the $500 over. I'm not really going to include that in spend because it wasn't new money that I moved over. It was just kind of excess that was there, and I wanted to have it in our high yield savings account so that it's earning 2.5% at Ally versus nothing at Chase. So that's the recap for the month. I am not expecting November to be any cheaper in any of these categories, especially with Christmas spending, some extra travel for Thanksgiving. I mean, it's going to be a busy end to the year. So hopefully we can tighten the reins in some spots. Having a buffer of only $21 at the end of the month is not where ideally I would like for us to be, but I do have to keep in mind, like, we're not running that close. It's like we literally give $1,200 away each month. You know what I mean? Like, if we weren't doing that, we would have, extra. But giving is very important to us, and that's not something that we're going to change or stop doing. So I'm rambling, but basically this is October. It's closed out. It's done. If you haven't seen my November budget video yet, that is up on the channel, so you can see what we're projecting for November. And as always, I'll keep you all updated so that you can see how we're doing. All right. Thanks. See you guys in the next one.